Hi, this is John with The Evolving World. Today I'm doing a quick video on a Ninebot by Segway ES4 electric scooter. So this is an interesting device. It's not quite an electric bike. It's not a traditional Segway type of device. It's kind of just an electric foot scooter that's fully electrically powered. What I like about it is that it's compact. It kind of goes a significant amount of distance. So it's perfect for that last mile when you're commuting, or it's perfect for when you it's a little too far to walk and it's a little too short to drive. Between maybe 3 and 15-mile journey is what this is best suited for. In fact, there are several rental companies such as Jump, Bird, and Lime that use electric scooters, and actually this is the scooter of choice. They actually use this particular model. Don't let the 8-inch tires fool you. This scooter is incredibly maneuverable, incredibly easy to ride. You're standing maybe 3 inches off the ground, so you never feel like you're going to tip over or anything. If you do, you simply step off of it. And this is quite possibly the most efficient means of transportation there is.
First, let me go over how it operates. It's actually pretty simple to use. It's actually pretty simple, straightforward. So all you have to do is push the button right here to turn it on. That's pretty much it. You're good to go. There is an app that has a whole bunch more features, but including a password, but there's really no reason to do that unless you really need that extra security. So I find it's easier just to keep it simple and just have your display right here, turn it on, turn it off pretty easily. And to go forward, we push right here, and then to brake, we push right here. And when you do the brake mode, it does that. Flashes in the back, lets people know that you're braking. And when you do brake with this, you're actually using the front hub motor only, and you're actually regenning. So every time that you brake with this lever right here, you're actually braking just the front wheel, and you're regenning, so you're putting energy back into the battery pack. And then there's also a rear brake right here, and that's you can basically use your foot to stop if this isn't doing enough. If you're going down a steep hill, it's about the only time I've ever had to use it slightly. Generally, the front brake does a really good job of regenning everything. I'd say probably 95% of the time you're putting energy back into the battery. And that's pretty much it as far as operating. There's a few things you can do without the app. I'll show you how to do that. So if you want to turn on the headlights, you just push this one time, and then the headlight comes on. It's actually pretty bright. And then the tail lights come on as well, as you see. And then when you brake, it flashes like that. And then the only other thing else you can do here without using an app is actually adjust your sport mode versus standard mode. So in order to do that, you push this twice. Now if you see the S right here, that's actually standard mode. It lets you know that that's just average. That's what I typically use myself. And then if you push it again twice, it turns red right there. That is sport mode. So what that does is it takes the top speed up from about 16 up to about 18 or 19. It also adds more power, so you can go up hills a little bit better, and accelerates a little bit faster, and uses up the battery a lot faster, unfortunately. And then if you push it again, it goes to off. And that's basically limp mode. It's basically a limited power mode. You can actually customize that in the app to whatever speed you want. So speaking of that, let's go ahead and go into that. So obviously you have to download the app and then sync it to the this thing will be flashing, and then it will go solid and beep, and that will let you know that you're connected. And so this gives us some more information. So there's also a way to locking it right here. There's also shows you like your trip odometer, which is kind of helpful. But one thing that's bad about this is that it does not show the information once you turn this off. If you turn it off here, it forgets all of it, except for the mileage, the total mileage. So that right there is 256 right now is where we're at. It will remember that. That's the odometer, but it won't remember any of the current trip information. It tells you what your vehicle temperature is. It also tells you miles per hour. Now you can, as an option, you can get a bracket for your phone and basically put this right here, and then you can kind of track this information. It also allows you to turn on cruise control and cruise on and off real quickly. which is nice. And so it also has vehicle information here. So so here's the vehicle connection password. So yeah, they have a password right here, and this is where you can kind of lock it and keep it from operating. So I just leave it off because I really don't need that security. And then one of the best things about this scooter versus all the others is this actually has cruise control, and this is how you turn it on and off right here. Slide it right there. I just leave it on. I'm going to show you how it works a little bit later. Basically, you hold this down for 5 seconds at whatever speed you want, and then it will beep at you, and then it will lock it until you hit it again. But I'll demonstrate that later on the test ride. And then this has energy recovery level. You can adjust it right here. So there's weak, medium, strong. I leave it on weak because I want to coast as much as possible. And any time that you actually want to brake, all you have to do is push this lever, and all of it's regenning. So anytime you push this, you're regenning. The only time you're ever using any kind of friction brake is back here on the rear wheel. So you try to avoid that at all costs. One thing you have to note is because it is front wheel drive, and if you're going down a really steep hill, you definitely want to lean back to make sure that you're keeping level here, because you don't want to have all that weight going to, because being a battery, all the batteries are here, most of the weight's in the front. And if you're going down a steep hill and you're braking, although this does have anti-lock brakes, it does not actually ever lock though, because it just doesn't, it's regenning, it's not strong enough to actually stop you. Let me show you some of the other options we have here. So there's lights. So we have the headlight and rear light. Now there's also a way to have just the rear light on. If you touch it right here, just the rear light will come on for added visibility during the day. Maybe you don't need the headlight on, maybe for whatever reason you just want to have the tail light. Usually, most of the time, I usually run it with the headlight and the tail light on, just because why not? It doesn't use that much energy. They're LED, so they're really efficient. And then another thing that's unique about this compared to all the other scooters that I've looked at is that this has this ambient light kind of mood lighting going on down here. So let me just turn it on. It's off right now. Let me just turn it on. So dynamic breathing is one setting, and as you can see, it starts doing this pulsating light thing. Now you can change the color pretty quickly here. You go to blue, you can go to purple, red, orange, yellow, green, whatever color you want. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of interesting. And there's also this full color breathing where it cycles through automatically through the colors. And then there's a 2-color alternating, so it does this kind of pulsating 2 colors. You can customize those colors, and then you can do full color apart, and that just uses the whole array of colors again, just kind of randomly chooses the color. So it's kind of cool. I think this would be kind of cool for like when you're at the beach or something, or if you're on the boardwalk at night and you're just lightly cruising, or I could see it'd be kind of cool, have this kind of floating kind of thing going on. I think it's kind of neat. I mean, certainly not essential, but it's nice to have it. I mean, you can easily turn it off. It's no big deal. And then this is the speed limit mode right here. So this is limited mode right here, so you can customize exactly what you want it to be. So maybe for a first-time rider or somebody younger or whoever, you can customize it up to limited to 9.3 max, and then it can go all the way down to like walking speed, 3 or 4 miles an hour. So let's actually put that back to standard. Standard is usually the best, I find. Standard limits it to about 15 or 16 miles an hour, and that seems to be good enough. Anything faster than that gets a little sketchy in sport mode. Even at just 2 or 3 miles an hour faster is like a little bit too much. And then battery information right here. So we have, this is the ES4 model. So the difference between the ES4 and the ES2 is this black extra battery pack. The standard one has one in this tube right here, and this adds the extra battery pack, basically doubling the range or so. It doubles the battery capacity. It adds 5 extra pounds, about $250 option. And this shows you all the information for it. So percentage charge, battery status, voltage, wattage, and temperature again, so you can kind of monitor all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's basically it right here. Let me show you some of the details of this thing that I really like about it. So I'm gonna just show you the underside of it here. So it's a front wheel drive, it's a hub motor, And so it has full regen braking, which a lot of the other scooters and a lot of e-bikes do not have. So I was really attracted to that because I like to be able to, since I'm used to driving electric cars that regen brake, I really like to be able to do the same thing when I'm using any kind of electric vehicle of any sort. So I really like the fact that it has the ability to regen brake. And this one has solid rubber tires, so that means you're not going to get any kind of flat, so you don't have to worry about hitting a nail or something or anything like that. Now you may ask, well, how's the ride? Well, that's one of the great things about this, is it's got a full suspension as well. I don't know if you can see that right there, but there's actually a nice suspension in there. And here's how the back one works. It basically, when you push down on this, there's an arm right here that kind of, you can see that it kind of moves a little bit. And it actually works. I mean, it's amazing. I've been riding this thing quite a bit. I probably put about 50 miles on it since I bought it. I did buy it used, so it did have a little bit of miles on it, but it's been running flawless. I mean, I've been, hitting gravel roads. I've been hitting not potholes, but bumpy roads, typical kind of roads, just regular roads that cars drive on, and it actually does a really good job of absorbing all of that. So it's pretty cool. So how does it ride on gravel? It's actually pretty stable. As long as it's hard packed gravel, it's fine. You can actually get up to speed pretty well. It seems to cruise best right around 12 miles per hour or so, 13, 14, 15 in that area. Anything higher than that, these little tiny wheels are a little bit unstable. And of course, riding on trails, it's pretty smooth, as you would expect. Suspension actually works pretty nice on this thing. You hit bumps, it actually does absorb everything. About 15 or so. On smooth pavement about 15, and then on gravel about 12 or so. So we're hitting some bumps right here, so it just goes right over it. It's just if you're used to bike riding, it's a little bit different of a stance here. You're standing. You can always put your foot out when you're going down a right turn. I guess you might be able to shift your feet around a little bit, but generally you want to keep your right foot or your right foot on the device and then left foot out. Left foot on the brake. And then when you're on a road condition like this, where you have a bike lane next to it, you can pretty much go flat out in sport mode, about 19 miles an hour or so. 18, 19 or so. You can just cruise along nicely. One thing about this thing is when you go up hills, it slows down a bit. This one's not so bad. But the steep hills, it goes down to like 4 miles an hour. when you're basically walking. That's one thing to look out for, I guess. Alright, let's take it on the boardwalk, shall we? Gravel, you want to go like around 10 or so. Okay, let's turn the cruise control on here. At you. I got it for about 10 miles an hour. So as you can see, I'm not touching anything. So one of the nice things about this is how easy it is to store it. It's real easy to fold it and put away. So first thing you do is you have to power it down, hold it until it beeps. Then all you have to do is, there's a lever right here. You just basically snap that, and then it clicks down like that, and boom, you're ready to go. So if you're in an airport, you can just roll this guy around, or a motel room, or wherever you're at. And then if you want to transport it into your car, it's easy as just lifting it up like this, sticking it in, and you're good to go. It only weighs 31 pounds, so unlike most e-bikes, which weigh 55, 60, 70 pounds, even the ones that fold are really cumbersome and heavy, and you might actually put your back out. You know, with this one, you're not going to put your back out. 31 pounds is not too bad, you know, or there's less of a chance of it happening anyway. So you can lift it up more comfortably. Also, it kind of stands when you're in that position like that, so you don't have to worry about it tipping over or anything. And then when you want to release it, all you have to do is press down here. There's like a little latch right here, and then just snap it up like that. You can power it up. You're basically good to go. I'm going to show you how to charge it up. It's real simple. Use the supplied unit that comes with the unit here, and basically all you have to do is a little hatch right here. You plug it in, you get like a beep, and it will show you what the percentage is right here. So it's about 50% right now in charging. And then the lights down here will glow as well, kind of just a different kind of glow, just letting you know that it's charging. And each of the there's 5 bars across here. Each bar represents about 20%. But it's nice that it tells you an actual number, so you know exactly what it is. And it charges at about, looks like about 60 watts or so. That's been pretty typical. I've modded it a couple times. It's usually about 59 or 60-ish. It officially says that it's 70. I think on here it says it's like 71 or something, but it's actually only 60 watts. And it tapers down as you get up to like 95% or so. Then it tapers way down to like 18 or 10. As you top it off, it tapers down quite a bit. So I've noticed it takes about 38 minutes to charge at 10%. or about 5 hours to charge it from about 5 up to about 95 or so, which is about the range you want to stay at. This combined battery pack with the optional pack and then the other pack that's within this tube here that comes standard is collectively 0.37 kilowatts. So compared to this car here, this is 24 kilowatts, this is 0.37 kilowatts. So 1/3 of a kilowatt. So as is such, at 9 cents a kilowatt, it costs less than 4 cents to charge this battery to go 20 miles. That's only 5 miles per penny. So I don't think it gets any more efficient than that. Well, that's going to do it for this review of a Segway Ninebot ES4. I hope you found it useful. Please like and subscribe if you did. Many more videos to come.